This is Madden Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
Certainly happy to have you along. Chase McLaughlin has it on the tee, and off we go here in Tampa. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Mahomes not wasting time. He'll throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He finds Watson. It's caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Mahomes now to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that he can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Into the hands of Smith-Schuster on the crossing pattern. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On second down, right back to Hunt. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Mahomes going to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Chiefs are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. That was a really good opening drive on a number of fronts. 10 plays, very methodical, set the tone.
So you know right now, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're on the sideline saying, okay, what do we have to dial up in order to get off the field a lot faster? Because both sides are out there for 10 plays, but one side comes off energized, and the other side comes off with some questions.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time, and it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
Mayfield looks to throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll go up the middle with White. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They go right back to White here on first down. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, Mayfield. Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Godwin with a nice grab there, and he's been a consistent weapon for this Buccaneers offense, although a bit unheralded. He's eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark for each of his last 3 seasons, and his ability to make plays on all 3 levels is invaluable for not just his franchise, but his quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Here's White. They set up the screen. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And again, it's Mayfield. Finding room at midfield. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, that's one way, and a good way, to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. They run straight ahead here with White. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd down and 4. On the draw, it's White. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. From the gun, Mayfield. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
On second down, right back to Hunt. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So finally, a first down run. The offensive line has got to feel a whole lot better about themselves because I think they were starting to wonder, were we ever going to solve this defense and be able to do what we like to do, which is run the football.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Watson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings us 2nd and 2 at the Bucs 9-yard line.
Two yards left on second down from the 9. To throw, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Here we go. Travis Kelce, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 14-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Mayfield on first down. He gets it over the middle to Palmer. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Open man, it's Palmer. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 43. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
A run to begin the second half with White. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here's 2nd and 3. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down and 8. Mayfield. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be brought down with a the first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 37. That one goes for 24 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. That's complete to Palmer. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's a 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. Here's a quick pass. He's got Chris Godwin. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground with White. And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 14. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Here's 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 21. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And his throw is incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa. Back to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Hardman to return. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. KC's offense ready to take over. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw brought in by Watson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
defense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and run for it. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Kareem Hunt stops short of the sticks. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear a peep of protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's taken in by Palmer. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd down and 4. Mayfield to throw it. Evans has it left side. And Evans will have a Bucs first down as he'll be brought down at the 42-yard line. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And Mayfield will have a first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Keeps himself upright, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing, Mayfield. And this is caught by Evans. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Mayfield now. Across the formation, he finds Godwin. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 32-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Keeft, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it makes the score 21 to 10. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs have got it. And with that, they should have a victory as well. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Second down and 6 now. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll try and run for it. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Kareem Hunt stops short of the sticks. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Baker.
Throw right side, taken in by Godwin.
And he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7.
They need a touchdown, the two-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
Mayfield.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Now Mayfield.
He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Tampa.